right, everyone. I hope you like that intro. I don't know if I've used that one in a while or if I haven't really listened to it in a while. For some reason, that one reminds me of my dad. So I don't think that's organs. I don't know what that is, but it's just so, I don't know. Seems kind of not religious, angelic. I don't know. It just reminds me of something. So kind of caught me up there. Got me a little thinking. But you know what time it is? One of my favorite shows. It is the first Tuesday of the month, and we need a horn today. We definitely need a horn. I need a horn. I think you need a horn. It is fall. It is November 1. And you know, we have the Kitsap Regional Library on, and that means pre-charge.
What a warm welcome.
How are you doing?
I am doing just fine today. How are you?
You know what? I am blessed and highly favored. I'm ready to have a great show. I always look forward to this day, and I'll tell you why. So, on this day in particular, right, I am a lifelong learner, and so I always learn something new every time you come on. And so it's just amazing as to how much the library has to offer. And I'll say, as a trustee for the Kitsap Regional Library now. We had our staff day a few weeks ago, and I learned a lot, even a lot more,
Nice.
even then. So it's like, man, it just keeps going on and on and on. It's
Mhm.
so awesome. I wish, everyone could have, the experience of knowing what the library does and how it's so much different than what many people might think a library is, because it's if you think you know the library, this ain't your grandma's library.
That's a good way to say it. We like to be a growing system that adapts and includes and welcomes folks and adapts to their needs as well. So that's a really good way to put it. Yeah.
And I'll amend it because it's still your grandma's library, but it ain't your grandma's library. You know what I'm saying?
But
Because
it's
it's
also
still a
your
space for her
library and
too.
your kid's library and your neighbor's library and all that good stuff. Yeah.
Man, hit the horn for the library.
Thanks.
So, what do you have for us today?
Okay, so since we're at the beginning of the month, happy November, everyone. Wow, it's November already. Okay. hit me like that this morning. We have our monthly Inspire to talk about. So again, this comes out every month and has all of the good things going on at Kitsap Regional Library across all of our locations for this month. So on November, you'll see on the front, we have highlighted Book a Librarian for FAFSA support. So I can remind all of y'all, we have a service called Book a Librarian where you can reserve time with a librarian at your local branch, either over the phone, over Zoom, or depending on the branch's capacity in person, to go over really anything that you just might need an extra source of support for. So usually that's something like, can you have someone come visit our classroom and give like a little library presentation, or can you help me with some research that I'm doing? It's pretty flexible, but specifically this month we're highlighting FAFSA support. So that's the financial aid application for usually high school upperclassmen getting ready to go to college, or college students, but it really just depends on who you are and if you are trying to get some funding for higher education. And so many of our librarians, in partnership with the organization Graduate Strong, are trained as FAFSA and WASFA. That's the federal form and the Washington State form. FAFSA and WASFA navigators. So we can make time with you or your student, whoever is trying to secure funding for higher education in the coming year, to make sure that application gets filled out, because it is a complicated one. But once you get started, you can really just breeze through it. So we're here to help support you with that. So it's all through the Book a Librarian form, which is on our website. I think I've talked about it in the past, but I can highlight that real quick on our website itself. Let me share.
I like it.
A Chrome tab here. Beautiful. So we're on our lovely little website here, and there are a few different ways to get to the Book a Librarian form. And I'm going to test my own memory and see if I can find it. Under Contact, up at the top, we have Book a Librarian down here. So you can just click on that link, and it's just a little web form. It tells you a 30 to 45 minute virtual or in-person session with a librarian to help with library services, et cetera, et cetera. So we just need to know your name, which branch is your local branch, a general topic, and you'll see financial aid help is second one down here, but there's a whole bunch of other stuff that you can get help with. If you want your local librarian to help versus just any librarian who has capacity at the time, how you want to meet, and then a little bit of information. So this month we're highlighting FAFSA and WASFA because that's when this application opens up. So if you have a high school student or you are a high school student or college student, you will see that, hopefully have that on your radar. So we're starting to advertise this offering just so folks know that we are absolutely open to sitting with you and getting this thing done because it's important. Financial aid is so important, no matter how. Yeah.
And don't procrastinate.
Yep.
Get it done now.
Yeah. And we're here to help. Even if you're like, I know I have to do this, but I have no idea where to start, please let us know. We're happy to sit with you. And if you have a student or are a student who's in school, you're probably getting this information there as well. So just the more input, the better. So that's what's advertised on the very front. But once you crack it open, we've got some really good stuff going on. I'll just highlight specific to downtown Bremerton because that's where I am, but please look for all of your local branches listed here by age. So upcoming at the downtown branch, or in Bremerton, I suppose, we have Story Night happening this Thursday, November 3rd. That's in person at the Cloverleaf Bar and Grill in East Bremerton. It's a storytelling event with the topic of judgment. So you think you have like a 5-minute story to tell, anything relating to the topic of judgment, come tell your story. It's a really good time, super low pressure. And if you tell a story, it's just a really nice way to, have a group of people applaud you. And then on November 15th, Tuesday the 15th, from 6 to 7 p.m., we have a virtual program going on in partnership with WM. That's the company known as Waste Management that helps us keep our communities clean. We're doing a virtual recycling center tour on America Recycles Day, which is Tuesday the 15th. And so we have a WM representative taking us on a virtual tour through what a recycling center looks like. I've never been in one. I don't even know where our local center is. So this is a good place to see the inside of how our recycling is processed, ask questions so we can learn what you can recycle, what you really shouldn't recycle, because I'm pretty sure all of us are doing something wrong. Every so often I'm like, you can't recycle styrofoam, right? Like every recycling day that comes up.
I just got in trouble for that, Priya.
Yep. There's so many really specific things that our processing centers aren't equipped to handle. And, general people don't really know that. So this is a virtual program. Please dial in, shoot your questions in via Zoom, and we'll try to get all of those answered in partnership with WM. Yeah, it's really exciting. We've got our upcoming Downtown Bremerton book group, which is on November 28th, the fourth Monday of every month from 5 to 6 p.m. It's a hybrid group, so you can come in person or online. And the topic is just Nostalgic November. So just reread something that you've read and loved in the past, and come share it with some other folks. So we'll all be reading different things, and hopefully we'll get some good recommendations. I know one of my favorite books of all time is The Phantom Tollbooth by Norton Juster. And that is my comfort cozy read when I'm having a bad day. So I will be rereading that again this month, but really excited to hear what others have to say. For kids and families, this month is the start of Kitsap Salmon Tours. If you're not familiar with that, we live in a really vibrant, natural part of our country, but specifically this time of year, we celebrate the return of salmon to our local creeks. And you can actually see that happening around this time of year. So our youth services librarians have partnered with the Washington State University Kitsap County Extension to sort of do things on site. So you can bring kids and families and really see nature happening and hopefully catch sight of some salmon. So you'll see this in the middle page of our Inspire, specific for Celebrate the Salmon Run. So there's a whole range of salmon-related programming for kiddos and families all across the county. So you can pick a site that works for you. There's a couple in Bremerton, one at the Kita Legacy Foundation Rhododendron Reserve off Seabeck Highway, and one at Jarstad Park on Belfair Valley Road. So there's a whole lot of things going on, salmon and nature related. And then lastly, I wanted to highlight one kids program we have we have downtown, aside from our general story times, which happen every week. For America Recycles Day in partnership with WM, we're having a kids-focused recycling adventures program on Saturday, November 12th from 10:30 to noon. And this will be sort of a partner to the adult program, which is a couple days later, but for kiddos to really get a sense of, hands-on, what does a piece of recycling feel like? We're going to have a little scavenger hunt inside the branch, and then think about the life cycle of a book. So what goes into a physical book, like paper, board, plastic maybe? How does it get made, and what happens to it when it's lived its course? Does it just go in the trash? What can you do with it? So a little bit of a creative thinking exercise. So that's for grades K through 5. So if you have kiddos, want them to think a little bit more critically about their recycling, bring them by on the 12th. It'll be really good fun. So our Inspires are at every library location. They're on our website, and you might find them floating around in the community too. Please do take a look. There is something going on at all of our locations for this month. It's all good stuff.
Absolutely. Look at all that great stuff going on. That's a lot.
Yeah, and that's just at downtown. Yeah. So that's just at our branch. If you live in a different part of the county, or you just want to travel a little bit on your weekend or on a certain day, please take a look. You can attend any Kitsap Regional Library event, no matter where you live. You don't even need to show a library card to show up. So please take advantage of that. Yeah.
So how do you guys come up with these different events every month? Because they're so unique.
Ooh. Yeah, there's sort of a mixed approach to that. It kind of depends where you are. We have a whole beautiful range of community partners who we love to work with, either on a one-off basis or annually, quarterly. So we really try to respond to ideas that are brought to us from community partners. For instance, like Washington State University, Kitsap Salmon Tours, Waste Management. So we love to partner when community organizations bring us ideas, but we also take into account very heavily ideas that community members have for us. Wow. So if you are a library user and you really want to see some sort of class or workshop or event happen, and it's not happening yet, please tell your local staff member, and we'll happily pass it on to our programming staff. If you're in Bremerton, I'm the contact for adult programs at downtown Bremerton, and our Youth Services Librarian Kirsten is the contact for children's and families programs, and we love to collaborate as well. So it's as easy as just walking in and telling a staff member, like, hey, I want to see this. We will try to make it happen.
I love that.
Yeah.
All right. So bring those ideas down, but there's a lot of cool things going on. So
yeah, and we love to hear it. It makes our jobs a whole lot easier if you bring the ideas to us. But we always try to plan programs that will have a wide interest, that are relevant to our communities, that help you all achieve your goals. Yeah.
Well, next month when you come on, can you share like a few cool things that you learned?
Yeah, for sure. I love to learn along with everyone who I work with as well. So it's always like I said, with the recycling program, I'm excited for that because I'm a human person who puts the recycling out every Tuesday morning or every other Tuesday morning and wants to do better with that. So we all benefit from these types of things.
I love it.
Yeah.
All right. So you were going to talk about some really cool things today. So the first one was going to be
the STEM learning kits. I will take a look at those. And Marwan, I am hearing a little bit of feedback from your mic, but I think hope I heard you correctly. The STEM learning kits. Okay, so I have talked in the past about our early learning kits, which are curated reading experiences for kids and families. You might see them in our local libraries as backpacks that you can check out. We just added a new extension of that to our circulating collection, which are called STEM learning kits. And you can tell a slight difference from the ones that currently exist, because the ones that you've seen in the past are plastic backpacks with blue trim, or they're solid color red or black. These are orange. So very similar experience, but they're just orange trimmed. And I will share to show you how to get to that on our website. Cool. So we're going back to our homepage here. So there's a couple ways you can find these. You can learn a little bit by hovering over our Read, Watch, Listen tab here, and then scroll down to View All. And there's a full list of, give me just 1 second. I think I probably did one page. Hang on a moment. It is the early learning kits. Yes, okay. So read, watch, listen, and then early learning kits. And that'll bring you to this full list of kits that we have to check out. And so the early learning kits are the ones that I talked about before, which are just general topics. These are the newest ones called STEM learning kits. So for background, they're for those in grades 3 to 5, and they're specific for science, technology, engineering, and math. So they really have that scientific, process thinking center here. So we'll click into that, and it'll bring you to our catalog. If you're in our catalog, just search STEM Learning Kit, and it will bring you to the full list. We have 7 of them available, 7 themed ones available.
Is that downtown or period?
Period throughout our entire system.
Gotcha. Okay.
Yes, and since they're a newer product, they are pretty highly demanded. So I'd recommend if you want one, get on the wait list. But you can see there's different topics here. So this one is architecture themed. This one's electricity themed, engineering, machines, got an art one as well. And some people say STEM, some people say STEAM when they add the A for art. I like to think making art is a very scientific process as well. So I'm glad that they included that one. We've got coding and design thinking. You can see there's multiples of each one. So you won't have to wait too long, hopefully. As you'll see under the cover of one of the books that's inside, you'll see this little bag icon here. That means it's a kit. So we'll click into it really quickly, and you can see what's available within the kit. You can see that we have 8 of these available in our system of this specific one, and there are 53 holds on it. So it's a bit of a wait, but it does move pretty quickly. So a brief description of what's inside of the kit. Like a building set, included a book related to the topic, and then you can read a little bit more about the book down below. But I'll show you. I think this was one of the specific one. I borrowed it from Kirsten's desk. So each kit, let me stop sharing real quick. Cool. Each kit has a contents list in the front, so you can make sure that when you check it out, it's got everything it needs, and when you return it, it also has everything that it came with. And then once you go inside, there is a book related to the topic of the kit itself, and then there's a whole bunch of goodies inside on a specific activity. This is the design thinking kit, so it's got a whole bunch of straws and instructions, and you're going to be building something using these pieces of equipment. It's really neat. So it's got a full activity inside with like general guidance, but the real inspiration is that the kiddo will be able to go through the book, get inspired by the story inside it, and then follow the directions and sort of let their brain go free with the activity that's in there. And if you've ever spent time around, 3rd to 5th graders, you know that once you give them materials and an idea, they just go with it.
They're gone.
They're gone. Yeah.
That's a learning experience for a lot of us too. Concepts that we haven't explored since we were that age or a little older.
Yeah, and actually this particular book is in the design thinking kit. This book that's included is called Whoosh, Lonnie Johnson's Super Soaking Stream of Inventions. It's about the inventor of the Super Soaker, who I believe is like a NASA scientist. But it's incredible. It's just really inspirational and really just let you run free with the ideas. So this is one example of one of the kits that we have. But if you are a parent or have a little one in your life, again, grades 3 through 5, this is ideal for. Go ahead and put a hold on it. It might be a little bit of a wait, but once you get it, it's good for 3 weeks. And I hope that it just sort of helps inspire your young ones to go out and build some cool stuff. And if they do end up, using these kits to build something really neat, or it inspires them to take on a new project, please take pictures and show them to us. Like, this is always the nicest thing to hear feedback of what you've done with the materials that are in these kits.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, I did a little conversation about Lonnie Johnson during Black History Month. He's an African American inventor. So
love it.
Absolutely. Like, Who knew? He invented the
Yeah,
super.
seriously. There's like
And
a
then
lot of
that's
help from this
yeah,
too.
great.
Yes, yes, absolutely. So this is a really cool extension of those learning kits that we already had in our collection, which are also still available. So if you're interested in the early learning kits, it's for slightly younger ages, but they still have those curated reading experiences as well as a hands-on activity. So in our catalog, you either search the term STEM learning kit or early learning kit.
Wow, okay.
And of course, we can help with that if you need any support or guidance.
So, Priya, as we go into the next topic,
Mhm.
one of the reasons why I came up with this topic this month is because I think I'm on a newsletter. So I receive
Mhm.
an email from the library once a month, and it talked
Mhm.
about the STEM kits and our next topic, which is BookFlix, which
Yes.
sounds like Netflix. So it's like, oh yeah, we definitely got to talk about that. So how
Yeah.
do people get on the mailer first? Because I think that's great,
Mhm.
to I'm not gonna always remember what cool stuff the library has, but a nice reminder to say, "Oh, hey, this is going on." It's like, "Oh, okay, okay, okay." I don't remember when I did that or how long ago. Can you talk about that?
Yeah, yeah, yeah. So if you have a library account and there is an email address attached to it, um, you should get our emails. And we try not to spam you too much. So it's usually just like maybe like once a month or when there's a need to know update. You'll get those updates in your email. If you don't want to receive emails, but you still want to know what's going on, I would recommend just checking our website every so often because we have that carousel on the homepage that rotates with like new things that you should know about that are happening at the library. And that's also a good way to stay updated. But yeah, if you have an email address included on your library account, you should be getting those updates. If you don't have an email address, but you would like to, you're always welcome to stop into the library or give us a call or sign into your account online and add an email there.
And I'll just show everyone because you know what? Then I must have just started receiving these once I got my new library card.
Yep. Yep.
So, but I get so many emails like, well, I don't remember when I did this, but it
Mhm.
looks like it was automatic. But this is what it looks like, everyone, is so this is what came. So meet BookFlix and other resources for kids, which is fantastic. This is very helpful for me. And like I said, it was like, hey, can we talk about these things? And you were like, yeah, of course.
Mhm.
So, it's yeah, like you said, you don't spam and it's just really nice, quick, simple. This is what's happening. So I really appreciate the library doing that.
Yeah, and it's handy also like as a reminder to staff because our communications department will send out those emails and say, "Hey, we're highlighting this." And that's like, "Oh, people are going to come in asking about this like starting tomorrow. I'm going to refresh myself." And so when you asked about BookFlex, I was like, "Oh yeah, that is a new thing. I know about this." Yeah, but it
So
is one
tell
of
us
our
about BookFlix. Tell us,
yes.
tell us, tell us.
So BookFlix is one of our newer subscriptions, I guess. You hear the flicks in there and you think Netflix, right? So
Mhm.
it's kind of similar to a streaming service, but not in that you're watching videos per se. It's more so geared toward, well, it's a more interactive reading experience for children. And I will show you because that will make more sense when we're looking at it. Okay, so here on our website, again, we'll start at our homepage. And I mentioned the carousel earlier, this middle rotating photo. It sort of just highlights new or need to know information. So if you're not on our email list, but you don't want to be, that's all good. Just keep an eye on our homepage. So when we talk about streaming services, we do subscribe to one, which you have access to. It's video streaming. So if you hover over download and go to video streaming, it's called Curiosity Stream. This is totally separate. This is some more similar to your Netflix, where it's got on-demand videos that you can watch, but they are priority documentaries or educational TV series. So that's like science, nature, history. It's really fascinating. There's so much good stuff on there. You just need to make a free account, link it to your library card. The process is pretty simple. But if you're thinking streaming service like a sit down and watch a thing, Curiosity Stream is the way to go. However, we're talking BookFlix. So under our research tab right in the middle, we're going to click on that. And this brings us to our list of databases, which are all free and available either just by clicking through or with your library card. And they're alphabetized, but go to B for BookFlix here. And so there's a general description. Develop early reading skills and build up vocabulary through read aloud experiences in fiction and nonfiction animated stories, and literacy games, and Spanish versions available for some titles. So we're just going to click right into BookFlix here.
Can you go into literacy games?
Yeah, I can show you those. They're all in the same place, thankfully. So we have welcome to BookFlix. We're going to go ahead and hit start. It's got some fun sounds.
Watch a video and have some fun.
Can you hear that also?
Yeah.
Read a book online. We're still not done.
All right, I'm going to skip that.
Sorry, everyone. It's pretty loud.
It's a little, yeah.
Don't turn it down.
I was exploring it on a muted laptop earlier, so I did not know it was that big. But you can see this website is designed with kids in mind. It's vibrant. It's easy to access. On our homepage here, we have general categories, the fun little sound. There's a title search if you have a title in mind, and a toggle for Spanish. I don't know the super functionality of that, so I will check back in. Excuse me. So let's go into people and places. How about that? So the general categories, if you click in.
People and places.
Yeah, have a nice little welcome introduction, and then a list of titles. And so what BookFlix does is it pairs generally fiction and nonfiction, or what you would consider a picture book and a nonfiction book, on a variety of topics. And you can see some are fictional, some are real life. We've got like Abraham Lincoln. We've got Martin Luther King Jr. and Coretta Scott King. We've got some that are a little more general, like places, like Antarctica. Wow. A whole variety. So I'm going to click into, let's see. I was looking at same but different earlier. This is a really cute one. And so you have two options. You have the picture book side, which you can watch the story. So it's sort of like an like a bit of a video through the story. And then you have the nonfiction side, which is you read a book. And so these two are related because the nonfiction book is about Asian cultures, and the like picture book story side is about cultures meshing. So one from a South Asian culture and one from an American culture. And so your kiddo can take their time going through each one. I'll show you just very briefly. It's what reading online looks like. You just click through, and it's, they're super simple. It's pretty a basic reading experience. Pictures. You see the little map at the bottom tells you how far through the book you are. And so this nonfiction side gives you an introduction to the topic and sort of like a factual background. And then if we go back on the side menu here to watch the story, let's turn the sound off for now. This is brought to you by Scholastic. Many of us have very fond memories of our Scholastic book fairs from school. They're a major children's publisher. I'm going to try to skip a little bit forward. Okay, so this is sort of a video exploration of this picture book. And so you still get the reading experience. Let's see if it's...
This is my world. Same, but different.
Yeah. So you get this little audio portion that goes through it, so you can read along and also listen and explore the illustrations. And this is a super cute book. You have a toggle here where you can select read along or not. So if you want to have that reading experience without it being read aloud with the text on here, you can do that as well. So we've got two options for the books. We've also got a puzzle. So this one here.
Read the clue below. Click on the word it matches. Match all the words to uncover a picture.
Sandhills formed by wind.
Okay. So it's useful audio input for kiddos who are still sort of, helps the reading experience. You hear it, you see it. So this is
Cities.
Yes, hover over the word, you hear it, and match it to the clue. So that's sort of the type of puzzle that you'll have for these pairings. And then there's a bit of a
Wait, we have to answer the question. You can't go away.
All right, Marwan, what are sandhills formed by wind? Which one of these 6 words?
Purple.
Dunes.
Dunes.
Nice work.
Buildings where goods are made.
Okay, so then you see a little picture emerges in the back, and so you want to be able to
Nice work.
look through.
Large areas of land covered with trees and plants.
I think I recognize that picture in the background, but we'll keep going.
Nice work.
Small towns.
What do you think, Marwan? We got
Villages.
Nice work.
Not often found.
Rare.
Rare.
Nice work.
Places where many people live and work.
That's
Cities.
one.
Nice work.
Yeah. And we got
Read the clue below.
So I'm going to get out of that because the audio keeps going. We've got a beautiful picture of the Taj Mahal, which is one of the landmarks featured in the book that we read. And then lastly, we've got the dive deeper section. So this sort of provides some curated resources to continue on that topic of Asian cultures and Asia in general. And these are, vetted for kids so that they don't have to go Googling on their own. And then lastly, a section where you can learn about the author of the storybook that's there. So this is just one example. We can go back.
People and places.
There we go. And this is, again, just one topic.
Click on a category or click on the feature to begin.
Thank you, website. And so we've got
Music and rhyme.
just another example. So there's a ton of options here, and you see, I think the ES indicates that it should be available in Spanish. So you'll see just a few of those have that option there. So that's BookFlix. It's pretty straightforward for kids and busy grown-ups as well. And it's just a really neat way to, maybe you want to supplement a lesson that your kid is getting in school, or you're wanting to dig deeper into, books related to rhymes or different lesson plans, things like that. Do you have any questions so far?
No, but I got a ton of great comments on this.
Yeah.
I'm in love. So first, parents, if you're looking for something for your kids to engage with, now it's kind of a strange time, I don't know if I want you watching this crazy violent cartoon, or some of these cartoons have some really adult undertone themes. It's like you're laughing and it's like, why should I find that funny? Double entendres and other things. But no, I think this is fantastic. I don't know what to do with my kids. I want to stimulate their learning. I want to work on, their reading, or, work on some of their different pieces of knowledge base is really great. And, for me, I only went to the 9th grade, so I didn't finish high school, but I was able to thrive when I did go to college. I think it's because of, the education that my father gave me. And so in the summertime, I hated it, but he would make me reading Rainbow, and I would have to do book reports on reading Rainbow. So reading Rainbow.
I loved reading Rainbow.
I hate reading Rainbow. But I learned so much because it wasn't enough for me to watch it. He wanted me to watch it, to pay attention, to listen, to learn. And so I had to, hey, well, what did you learn? He wanted me to orally respond to him and also respond writtenly. And so I did well in school, so I didn't need to go to summer school. So he created it for me himself. And so that made me it made me like learning, because he would have all these, antiquated textbooks, and he would just bring them home don't throw those textbooks away. I could use them for something. We'd have a garage full of textbooks, 7th grade spelling books, and you just go through, and so it was fun. And but it was really helpful, and I really attribute his supplemental education to really propel me, to give me that advantage when I had that gap of not finishing high school. So this is awesome. I know a lot are looking for something to do with their kids that's educational, fun, that's engaging. And our kids are into technology now, and so they can navigate both of those things and stay engaged. So this is fantastic. I love it.
Yeah, it's really neat. And even I could see this supplementing classes that kiddos might be having in school, or even just their general interests. I feel like every child goes through a dinosaur phase where they're just, super hyped about all things dinosaurs. And there are, lots of different books related to or featuring dinosaurs on this, on BookFlix that I just saw just by scrolling through. That could be really good entries into other topics as well. Maybe they use that dinosaur phase to learn more about archaeology or ancient Earth history, that type of thing. So just ways to supplement what you want, what your child wants to be learning about, what things that you can bond together on. Yeah, curated experiences, and similar to the early learning kits or the the backpacks that you can check out, like just ways to really explore a wide variety of things from home, which is super cool. Yeah.
And it's just so much, it goes so much further than beyond, hey, here, take this book and read this. It's such an adventure. So
Yeah.
just a lot of options there for folks.
Yeah. So since BookFlix is fairly new to us, if any of y'all are trying it and tell us, like, you want to give us feedback, good and bad, we'll take it. Because again, we choose products to offer to the public based on how we think it will work for them, and we would really love to hear, like, yes, we love this, my child loves it, or like, we only use it sometimes, or any type of feedback. Please let us know, since it is so new to us, but we're really, really excited to offer it to the public. So I hope you enjoy.
I know I do, and I haven't even started using it yet. So
Yeah.
I will be telling Layla about this. So she loves little learning apps like this. I was watching something, maybe it came in an email or something, or some kind of advertisement. It was like, hey, Duolingo now has math. It's like, Duolingo math? I'm like, Layla, they have Duolingo math. So now she's doing Duolingo math, because she loves math.
All right.
But it's that interactive, piece of it that really engages her. So, we're in the car. It's like, hey, it's a learning experience, and she's good. So yeah.
Yeah, totally.
Well, I want to thank you as always for coming on and spending time with us. And like I said, we always learn something new, which is great. So again, if you have a library card, you should be getting the newsletter. If you don't get the newsletter, do they just call to the library and say, hey, I'm just not getting the email. Maybe I unsubscribed and now I want to resubscribe to it.
Yeah. Or some folks just chose to give us a phone number as their contact versus an email. So if you would like the emails and you have a library account and you're not getting it, just give us a call or stop in. We can try to fix that for you. Yeah.
And I'll just pop the website up there. Again, for everyone, krl.org. We don't have to put the www in anymore, although I still do about half the time. I'll type it in there.
It'll work either way.
You know what? Now, does it work if you have to type in HTTPS for secure? Do you have to type that in? That's a good question.
You do not have to. It's just I think it
Really?
just auto-populates. I'm going to just try it right now. I'm just typing krl.org and it auto pops in the HTTPS. I'm not a tech person. Don't quote me on that.
Okay. Well, I have a librarian here, so I'm going to ask, one of the smartest people I know, which are librarians.
Oh, yeah. If you test it out in your tab, and I just type in usually krl.org, it loads up as HTTPS. So you should be good.
Well, that is fantastic. And if you have any ideas that you would like the library to try to do, reach out to Priya if you are at the downtown ML King Library, or any library that you are close to, and they want to hear from you. So absolutely, it is your space. So, engage for sure.
Yes, absolutely.
I'm going to give you the final word today.
Oh my gosh. Okay. So again, if you haven't seen our Inspire, please come grab it or flip through it or scroll through it on our website. Since we're at the beginning of November and I think it's still sunny outside, it was last time I looked out a window. Have a wonderful month and come visit us at the library, especially on rainy days, because it's just nice to be in a welcoming space on a day when you don't want to be outside.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
My favorite time of the year. So I already have my holiday tree up.
Nice.
So last year was the first year, and so now I do a Halloween tree,
Oh,
and then
fun.
we do a Thanksgiving tree, but we just went ahead and did our, it's got the holiday Christmassy stuff on there now, and if I really zoom in, it's purple, of course. So it's gotta be purple.
Nice.
But yeah, I love this time of the season, the changing of the leaves and all that good stuff, and warm drinks, hot tea, cocoa, all that good stuff. So lots of fun. And what a way to do it than with a book or with BookFlix or sitting in your library. So reach out.
Please do. Before we leave, I saw one comment just pop up about expanding our online book selection. That is exactly the type of comment that we like to hear, because we don't know if what we have works unless we hear back from y'all. So I'm assuming you mean our ebook collection, and that just sort of grows as time goes on, and as people check things out or don't check things out. So we do something called weeding things out of our collection if things aren't being used. Physically, that means we take things off our shelves and discard them. And in e-format, that means, if things aren't being checked out or borrowed on our online collection, we just don't renew I believe the license for that. So if you have recommendations or want specific things added, like urban books, thank you, Amanda. That is one way to do that, is either tell us. So I will pass that comment on to our librarians who do our selection for our ebooks. That's exactly the type of comment we want. Another way to do it, if you either don't have time to pop in your library or hate making phone calls like I do, I really I'm not a big phone talker. One way you can do that, I'm just going to share real quick as a last thing. On our website, on our homepage here, if you go under contact and just email, I think there's another way to do it also. I think ask for help takes us to the same place here. But we have an email form right up top that brings you to a page that says ask us, tell us. And that is exactly what it looks like. Ask us questions, tell us feedback. Give us some sort of name. If you're just giving us a comment, then you don't need it tied to your account in any way. No worries about the card number. Home library, if you'd like to select it, that's just so we can make sure if we're adding things to your home library, we want to make sure it gets there. Phone, definitely email, just so we can get back to you, and just tell us what your comment is. So Amanda, I'll pass your comment on to our selectors, but if you want to give some more feedback or some more description, I would fill this out and just some more details like, hi, I'm an ebook user. I'm noticing that your collection is pretty light in this topic. Can you work on that? Or do you have any recommendations? We absolutely take that into account. This is like the best way for us to figure out the gaps in our collection and try to fix that, because this collection is supposed to be for all. I will try to pass that on, Amanda. I won't try to hunt down your account, but if you would like to fill in one of these forms, just so we can get back to you, you're more than welcome to. If not, just keep an eye on our ebook collection in the next few weeks, and hopefully we'll be able to fix that. But our collection grows like our community does, so we try to make sure it works for everyone. But that ask us, tell us form is super useful. It gets checked every day, multiple times a day. So absolutely, that form is a really good use. So that, I think, will be my last recommendation. And I'm happy to go deeper into our collection information in a future visit, Marwan.
I love it. I love it. Man, if I could read 10 books a month, I would be impressive.
That's a really great pace. Yeah.
That's a good pace. Wow.
I don't get there. I think it depends on the type of book. I can breeze through 10 graphic novels, but I try to do a mix of print books, audio, a couple graphic, and then usually maybe 2 or 3 per month. Yeah.
My problem is I get sleepy when I read. So I don't know. It's just, I fall out. It doesn't matter how good the book is. I will fall out reading. I'll wake up and I'll read again. I won't eat. If it's really, really good, I just want to be in the book. But it makes me sleepy. I don't know why. It's really weird.
We'll have to find a solution for you. Maybe you just need more active books. Action and adventure and swashbuckling and all that.
No, well, remember I told you I really love Stephen King, right? So it's very engaging. But I'm reading and then I'm head nodding and I've read the same paragraph 4 times and then I'm just out for 30 minutes, and I'll get back up and I'll start it over. So
we'll work on it.
It is what it is. What can I do? But thank you so much, Priya, for coming on, and thank you, Amanda, for your information in the chat. Because that's how it works, right? That's how the library grows and gets better, and that's exactly what we want. So.
Absolutely.
We will see everyone next month. We'll look forward to hearing some feedback on the waste management, recycling activities, and that sounds really exciting. And we will see you next month, everyone. So for Priya, I am Marwan. This is the Conduit Network.